All right, an historic number of people are doing this. They're expected to hit the roads and take to the skies across the U.S. this Memorial Day weekend. The TSA expects to screen some 18 million air travelers. CBS News senior transportation correspondent Kris Van Cleave is on the road for us this morning. Let's see, where is he? I think you're in Fairfax, Virginia. Kris, you had a bit of car trouble in the D.C. metro area. We can all relate with that. How do things look, and how are you maintaining a positive outlook?
Well, it's a lot easier to be positive when you're moving and not on the side of the road. So far, so good for us. AAA had expected that traffic would build starting around noon and then sort of mix in with the Friday night rush hour. So as folks are thinking about getting on the road, before noon or after about 8 o'clock tonight are probably the times to drive. But there's going to be a lot of people driving, and they're going to take advantage of the fact that gas prices are about 40 cents a gallon less than they were this time last year.
And the roads look really good where you are. So this is good advice to get out before noon. And I know that you spoke with earlier Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy about what could happen this weekend. And I'm wondering what stood out to you from that conversation, because there have been issues with air travel for weeks.
Yeah, we were able to have a pretty lengthy conversation with the secretary yesterday afternoon. And, what jumped out to me is just the acknowledgement that the air traffic control system is showing its age. So when we get this big push of summer travelers, it's going to strain the system. And he says his focus is on safety, not efficiency. Is air traffic control, the aviation system, ready for Memorial Day weekend and this surge of people this summer?
Well, listen, you've seen what's happened in Newark. We're seeing a few cracks or age in the system, right? We're seeing some of that. But yeah, listen, it's ready. It's safe.
How big of a test is this summer, which could be a record again, for the air system and air traffic control?
So we are going to have, I think, historic flights, the biggest summer that we've had in American history. It's going to stress the system. And do I think it's going to be safe? Of course. We're going to get Newark fixed. But are you going to see some disruption in regard to delays? Yeah, you're going to see delays. Is it safe? Yes. I do think we have to have some patience if we have the delays, and then give us some grace to fix what was left to us. Is progressively going to get better as we deploy the new technology into the different airspaces throughout the country.
Of course, Secretary Duffy is asking for tens of billions of dollars to rapidly upgrade the air traffic control system. In the budget bill that just passed the House, Errol, there's about $12.5 billion for FAA modernization. The Secretary says that's not enough. At best, he says it's a down payment to get started.
And it takes time before that money gets spent and we see the upgrades. Almost lunchtime, Kris. I'd highly recommend for you and your crew maybe a Sheetz, maybe a Wawa. They can be some of the best aspects of on-the-road travel. I know you know all about them. Stay safe out there and have a great weekend. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Errol. You too.